You know, every so often, as in like almost every single day, we get sightings across the world. And because of the ubiquitous nature of the internet, we get tons and tons and tons of pictures of things that look like things that appear to be things that are claimed to be giant planets, suns, moons, whatever you call them. We get to see and are shown a lot of huge planets in the sky. And I have to ask myself, what are they? I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. Welcome to the show. We're here to help you guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, and be your own guru. And here to help you unindoctrinate yourself. And just a word on the chat, we welcome you as a guest to share your opinions. But when the show starts, you are a guest and we don't want you to be talking over. You have your own channel to espouse your own thoughts and your own beliefs, and we won't go there and stop you from doing that. And nor will we allow you to hijack the chat or evangelize in the chat or spam the chat during a show. So that's the way that goes. You're welcome to make comments as long as they don't suck and as long as you have an interesting take, but we're not going to let you use the platform that we've built up to force your ideas on people that didn't come here to listen to you, because they came here to listen to me. Or be overly negative. Happy holidays to all of you. Merry Christmas and all that great stuff. Happy Kwanzaa, because we are inclusive here. But there's seeing these huge planets in the sky. What are they? I want to get right into it. But before I do that, I have to say something about this C60 Purple Power. And you can go to jeffreydaugherty.com and click on the C60 Purple Power logo, or you can just go to c60purplepower.com and use the code TCW10. I've been using this C60 Purple Power for about 2 months, and it is not a optical illusion. My hair is actually turning brown again. And ladies and gentlemen, these are just blue blocker glasses. I'm now reading for the first time in years without reading glasses, and the only change has been the C60 Purple Power. Will it do that for you? I don't know, but it is doing it for me. So I just have to say, wow, hats off to Ken, the honcho there for C60 Purple Power. He's been on the show, and it's great stuff. It was great to have Jay back last night, and we'll be seeing a lot more of Jay. Jay Campbell, probably the leading guy on physical optimization and a growing voice within the spiritual community as well. So we're very, very happy to have Jay with us, and very, very happy to have each one of you with us. So many people, ladies and gentlemen, are seeing these giant Planet X type of things in the sky above the earth. And it needs to be pointed out that many people are seeing these things in the sky above the earth with the naked eye and with amateur camera technology. That's very, very important for the point that I want to bring about here, and trying to bring some rationality and some sensibility, some objectivity, some empiricalism into this discussion, which I think it's sorely lacking. But many people are seeing these giant Planet X type of things in the sky above the earth with the naked eye and with amateur cameras. Now, folks, listen to this. I know some of you don't want to hear it. Some of you won't like to hear it. This is one of those things. This is one of the hot buttons. And that's hot water, especially when you just got out of cold water. But anyway, anything, ladies and gentlemen, anything, Planet X, Planet Y, Planet Z, swamp gas from Uranus, anything that big, that's that close, that we would be able to see in the fashion that we're seeing it, cannot be anything like our understanding of what Planet X is, or we've been told is. Anything close enough for us to see by the naked eye, anything close enough for us to see through amateur cameras, cannot possibly be anything like what many people think Planet X is. Because the fact is, ladies and gentlemen, and I know facts can be stubborn things, and many of you would rather deal in speculations and sensationalities rather than just plain, dull, boring facts. If that's who you are, this probably is not the channel for you. Any physical object, listen to the words I say, they're carefully chosen by a professional communicator. Any physical object that would be close enough for us to see with the naked eye, any physical object that would be close enough for us to see with amateur camera technology would have already caused catastrophic results on Earth. And I'm not talking about every now and then a hurricane, every now and then a tsunami. I'm talking about worldwide catastrophic, Noahic type of catastrophes. Anything that big, that close, would have already wreaked havoc, holy hell, on this planet. And it doesn't matter if you believe in gravity, if you believe in the electric universe, if you believe that the moon is made of green cheese. In any of those scenarios, if it's gravity, an object that big, that close, would wreak havoc, destruction on planet Earth. If it's an electric universe, anything that big, that close, would wreak havoc on planet Earth. And even if it was just one big thing moving past another big thing, think about this. If I am firing with a sniper's rifle and a high caliber rifle at you from, say, 400 yards, did you know I don't have to hit you to kill you? If I come close to you within, I was going to say 12 inches, but let's be conservative. If I can come within 5 inches of you, do you realize that the force that's generated by that projectile whizzing past you will be enough to take the side of your head off? The force of that projectile speeding past you would be enough to rip your arm off. Do you realize that? Can you realize the force of an object that big passing by us? Catastrophic results. Whether you believe in gravity, whether you believe in an electric universe, catastrophic results, unless there's a firmament protecting the Earth from all of these forces. So unless you're ready to join the Flat Earth Planet X movement, Lucy, you got some splaining to do. Unless you're ready to join the Flat Earth Planet X movement, you got some splaining to do. Because nothing that big, that close, could be that big and that close without wreaking disaster, extinction level havoc on planet Earth. Doesn't matter what you think, doesn't matter how you feel, doesn't matter what your mama's daddy says. Folks, facts are facts, and they can be stubborn things, but just because you don't like them doesn't mean you can ignore them. You can't ignore them, but we'll all laugh at you and move past you as we seek real answers and real results. If you say it's that big, it's that close, and it's not, and it wouldn't cause catastrophe on Earth, you're just silly. You're a special kind of special, and you really should run along and go sit at the kiddie table, because the adults here don't have time for that foolishness. So what does that leave us with, ladies and gentlemen? They can't be physical objects that big, because that close. Well, you know, I've said it a few times. So what does that leave us with? What does that leave us with? They're either hoaxes or something akin to a false flag, or they're photographic anomalies, but a lot of photographic anomalies. That makes me wonder, could they all be photographic anomalies? They could be, and Occam's razor probably says they are. They could be, but they're either hoaxes, false flags, or interdimensional type representations, or they're glitches in the matrix. They're fakes in the matrix. They have to be. One thing we know, they're not physical objects that close. That we know for sure. So what are they? Are they all Project Bluebeam? Are they all projections into the sky off of the chemtrails? Maybe. Are they all fully false flags perpetrated by forces that want to keep us arguing about Planet X and Anunnakis and Nibiru's and two suns and pole shifts and solar flares? Is that what it's all about? Is it paid scripted opposition to keep those of us that are actually wanting to, or beginning to see behind the reality of the matrix? Is it just being drummed up to keep us dumbed up and to keep us fighting with one another? Or is it possibly flickers, for lack of a better word, thinning, for lack of a better word? Is it just, or maybe even it'd have to be that. I was going to say, if you just see it yourself, it could be you phasing in and out of dimensionality. But is it something, and somebody just said this one here is just a chemtrail, could be, but this is just an example. We see these things all over the place. Those Alaska cameras, Cynthia tells me, they catch those all the time. So are they hoaxes? Are they false flags? Are they interdimensionals? Or are they just part of the matrix and they're fooling us? I'm not sure. I really don't know. The only thing we know for sure is that they are not physical planets, period. We know that. And here's another thing that I know. If all of these people, they get all worked up and all upset, you can, if you listen, you can actually hear them cussing at me and yelling at me and saying names and being silly. You can hear it. Listen for a second. You hear that? One thing I know for sure, if we paid as much attention to our inner self as we do to outer space, it'd be a whole lot better world. And there'd be a lot less dummies in it, I must add. If we gave as much attention to inner self as we do to outer space, it would be a much better world. Against my better judgment, I'll go to the chat room and we'll see what we see in there. This should be fun, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Freedom to speak. What I'm told I can say. Well, you know what? This is my channel. I've spent years building up this audience. It's not your channel. If you walk into my house, there's not any milk in the fridge, but it's just an analogy. If you walk into my house, you don't have the right to go in my fridge and drink out of the milk jug. It's my milk. Now, you can ask for a glass of milk, and I might give you one and I might not. This is my channel. You don't have the right to come in and hijack my audience to preach your message. You're a guest. You will be courteous or you will be escorted out, period. That's the way it goes. And if you don't like it, go somewhere else because things are not going to change here. That's the way it is. It's a dictatorship at best. It's a benevolent dictatorship. I worked to build this. You didn't. And I'm not coming on your channel and ruining your chat. So guess what? You're not going to do it on mine. And that's just the way it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cousins of all ages. David Wayne Choate says, Anunnaki space aliens come to save us from eschaton? Maybe. And then, somebody's talking about YouTube censoring, and I get in trouble for this, but the reality is that this is YouTube's platform. And I am using this platform as a guest of YouTube. And YouTube has the right to say, here's some rules you have to follow. And I can either say, okay, I'll follow those, or no, I won't follow those. It's not censorship to say you can't talk about certain things on your channel, as long as everybody can't talk about those things. What is censorship is when they start picking things that are only on conservative type topics that can't be talked about, and all the liberal ones can be talked about. And President Trump is about to address that with an executive order forcing a level playing field on social media with all conservative and liberal podcasters, presenters, content providers. But YouTube has a right to tell me that I can't advocate hate because it's their platform and I'm using their platform. I've got every right in the world to just go to jeffreydaugherty.com and stream from there and say whatever I want. But what I don't have the right is to say whatever I want on YouTube's platform when they say, we prefer you not say that. So let's just understand about censorship. It's not really censorship. It's just like you can go to the movies, but you can't stand up in the movies and yell fire. There's limitations. There's understandings that smart people, rational people get, and those that aren't don't. So let's be careful before we start talking about censorship. Is YouTube censoring? Yes, but not in the way that most of you think they are. So let's just let that be okay, and let's move beyond that. Let's move beyond that. Let's see. Open-minded, critical thinkers. I just wonder if some people are cross today, but that's okay. That's okay. Let's see what else we got here. We got, they all laughed at me when I said, is Planet X in the room with us right now? That's a reasonable question. Some people, some people should just shut up and listen. Absolutely. Hello from Nashville. Let's see. The question is posted, what are they? And we're trying to answer what they are. Runaway Train says Planet X is not on its way. I agree with that 100%. It is an amazing photo. Don't know exactly what it is. Somebody says there's sun halos. Teresa says there's sun halos, frequency magnetic of the earth and the luminaries. Could be. I don't know. I want to hear what you think about it. Well, you have. That escalated quickly and it ended quickly too. Absolutely. It's good to get the riffraff out of the way early. I agree with that 100%. Everyone looking like another great show as usual. Thank you. I think it is. Lisa says she has pictures in the middle of the night and she sees bright orange glows just about every night. What are those? I mean, that's a good question too. Are they extraterrestrials? Are they demons? Are they interterrestrials? Are they government craft? Are they orbs? Are they elementals? Who knows? What I do know is that no one knows. And we go down a silly drive when we start saying that we know exactly what they are and everybody else is wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Again, Merry Christmas, says Anne Marie. I say Merry Christmas right back to all of you. Life is good. Absolutely. I agree 100%. Nice to see Aaron Corbett. What else we got? Jupiter is potentially pulling us in and we are seeing its moons. That doesn't resonate too well with me. But that's interesting. And that's a great example of how you can share your opinion without getting kicked out of the chat. Share your opinion. Be courteous about it. And I appreciate that. What else we got here? Come on. Somebody's got to have some good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody's got to have some good stuff. The sky is a big screen TV. Don't let them fool you, says Lost in Space. You know, Lost in Space, as ridiculous as that might sound on the level one, you might be right. We don't know. All we know is that we don't know. And the more that you see is being done, the more fakery, the more, as Vinny Eastwood would say, scumbaggery. We just don't know. We just don't know. The Gnostic syncretist says, I saw 3 sun halos superimposed on each other in Memphis today. Again, who knows? Is it interdimensional slips? Are they interdimensional slips? Are they matrix fakery, or are they just plain out fakery? Aaron Corbett says that he believes that some of the orbs are living plasma of sorts with the intelligence of fish. Fish, huh? Now that's interesting. Fish. Teresa says they're luminaries. Jack has noticed weird purple skies. Have you noticed any weird purple rain? Just wondering. Just wondering. There's no such thing as Planet X, not as we understand it. It's not a physical planet. There's no way that it is. Again, that big, that close, would wreak havoc. Nice to you in Winter Springs. Jupiter, I just don't get it. Somebody keeps pushing Jupiter. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't know. You mean who Planet X is? I don't know if I mean that or not. I don't know if I mean that or not. You think they are portal spheres? There's another one. Could be portal spheres as well. Could be. The Hopi tribe elders are all meeting because of a star that's not been seen before appearing in the Big Dipper. How do you know? I need to see documentation that the Hopi tribe elders are all meeting. How do you know, Lisa? How do you know? I want to see documentation. I want to see verification. I want to see proof that the Hopi tribe elders are all meeting because of a star that's not been seen before appearing in the Dipper. I mean, that's a good story. Cool story, Luna. Appreciate you sharing. Bring me some proof. Bring me some proof. Let's see. What else we got? We wouldn't be able to see. We would be crushed before. But what is this people are seeing? That's the question we're asking, Claire 74. That's very well put. We wouldn't be able to, we would, in effect, that's a very, very good point. Because in effect, in reality, any object this big would destroy us before we ever could physically see it with the naked eye. So since we obviously are still alive, and we are viewing it with the naked eye, it can't be a physical object. So what is it that, and yet people are seeing it. And I, even as critically minded as I am, I have a hard time saying it's all people like me and you that are just faking it for attention. Now, there's a lot of people out there that fake for attention, and we don't have to go down the list of names right now, but you could probably recite them without me reciting them. What is it? What are people seeing? I think that people are seeing something. What are they seeing? Is it just the powers that be putting stuff up there to keep us fighting with each other? That's a good possibility. Is it slips into another dimension? That's a good possibility. But when you photograph those, it's got to be a physical slip, not just a, now I think there's spiritual slips where people see things that others can't see because they've moved to a different frequency. But to be able to catch it on video, to be able to catch it on film, to be able to catch it digitally, then you've got to be seeing a physical, literal, as physical and literal as the world is, slippage of time. Nobody's going to take the bait, though, about the firmament, that they could be physical planets if there's a firmament. Nobody wants to join the Flat Earth Planet X Society. Come on. I thought this was a fun group. I thought this was a fun group. Let's see. It's Planet 33, says Maniac Cop. OG Bois, I think, is being really funny, dropping in a Stellar Core reference because we know what that's all about. Wow. Yeah. Crazy time. Chapstick figures it's a Project Bluebeam kind of thing. Jack again says all the power brokers and shattered government would immediately leave if Planet X is coming. We already have the technology to colonize Mars or the moon. I know a lot of people probably think that's true, and I could see where you're going with that. I believe it. Rob and Hambrick believes they're using a Fresnel lens to hide something. I'm not sure what a Fresnel lens is, but that's interesting. Cynthia says the electromagnetic attraction would be causing incredible turmoil. Absolutely. Andromeda V or 5 says, thank you, Jeff, voice of reason. I try. Somebody's got to do it. Terry Electra says, a lot of beautiful sky activity. Check out the pictures of ring around the sun. David Wayne asks, is it the transcendental object at the end of time? Well, what is the transcendental object at the end of the time? And what is end of time? David Wayne Choate. I think that question has some built-in presuppositions, but that's okay. Don't let the big screen TV scare you. And, don't keep repeating things. We appreciate you. Elizabeth Coleman says it's one giant screen we can all see. I agree. That's a good thought too. A really good thought. Jeffrey has seen two. So Jeffrey, Miss Space Cake says, I've seen two. Well, Jeffrey, I have seen two so-called suns with my own eyeballs, had no camera ready and was driving. It was 2016. So what does that prove, Miss Space Cake? It proves that you've seen what you thought were two suns with your own eyes. And I'm asking you, what are they? Because one thing we do know for sure is they're not two suns. So what did you see? Chapstick says it does make total sense. Then what are we seeing? That's what we're trying to figure out. Mark, Cautious Observer says, welcome to the grand illusion. Cynthia says that she's seen a light source from the east while the sun's setting in the west. Interesting stuff. If the earth stopped for a second, everyone would fly 850 miles an hour to the east. Yeah, if the earth stopped, or if the earth even slowed down, Jack, that's why I've got some questions. We're supposed to be hurling around the sun, which is hurling around the universe. Long story short, we're going about 66,000 miles an hour, but the speed isn't constant. So you're telling me that we're going 66,000 miles an hour and we speed up and we slow down and nothing is affected on the planet? I'm sorry, but I can't buy that. I've got to call BS on that one. I've got to call BS on that one. I'm not saying it's flat. I'm not saying it's round. I'm just saying you can't go 66,000 miles an hour, speed up, slow down without catastrophic events happening on the planet. We're not being told the truth. I don't know what the truth is, but the truth is for sure that we're not being told the truth. For sure. For sure. Rob M says, how do you have gas pressure without a container? Robert, USN vet, said to me the other day that you can't have a vacuum next to, there's got to be a barrier between a vacuum and an atmosphere. Basically, I think is what he was saying. I think that's what Runaway or Rob M is saying. We're not being told the truth, ladies and gentlemen. We are not being told the truth. Is there any chance of there being a firmament around the globe Earth? Now we're starting a whole new conspiracy theory. Is there a chance of there being a firmament with the globe Earth? How about what if we have a double flat Earth stacked on top of each other? Here's a flat Earth, boop, and here's a flat Earth, boop, and there's a firmament, boop, and a firmament, boop. I got it. Double flat Earth. Dude, there's a new conspiracy theory. There's a whole new genre. We're not flat Earth. We're double flat Earth. And if you're a globe, then you're kind of okay. Wow, did we just bridge the gap between the flat Earth and the round Earth? Of course, I'm being a little silly, but it is something to think about. It is something to think about, and that's not a stupid question. Could you have a firmament without a flat Earth? Ooh, my flat Earth friend should ponder that. Could you have a firmament with a globe Earth? Ooh. Terry Electra says, what if it's a spaceship? Well, it is a spaceship, but is it a spaceship? Or is there even space? Or is it a submarine? Y'all are crazy. We got a lot of crazy thinkers. KT Emma says there's a firmament at the seventh gate. What the heck is the seventh gate, KT Emma? I don't know. Gnostic Syncretist says the optical lenses in space may be amplifying the planets, causing them to appear larger. But how do we know there's space? I don't know. And I know, people say that space is water, but I'm a scuba diver. It's been a long time since I've been in the water. And I was a spear fisherman. So one of the problems is when you're under the water and you're spear fishing, you only can shoot fish of a certain length. And underneath the water, even a guppy looks like a great white. Things look about, I think, 40% bigger underwater. So you'll shoot this fish that you think is 12 inches long, and you get up to the boat and it's like 8 inches long. And you're like, damn, the limit is 11. So I know water makes things look bigger. Now all these guys are trying to figure out, how can I get my girlfriend to have sex in the water, man? Make it look bigger. Come on, work with me. And ladies and gentlemen, speaking about making it bigger, making it better, making it more healthy, ladies and gentlemen, we're only hours away from talking about a new sponsor that is going to change your life and rock your world, both men and women. But this is the last 2 days, today, tomorrow, through Christmas, for the Mistech sale. The Mistech extravaganza, not 20% off, but 30% off. Go to jeffreydaugherty.com, hit the Mistech logo, hit the Mistech tab, go to mistech.net, decide what you want, come back to my channel and order it. And you get not 20% off as normal. You get 30% off now, ladies and gentlemen, 30% off. But that's only through today and tomorrow. And you have to, the first time, give me your name, your address, what size, what color, and pay for it without me having to send you extra emails to get that done. And for doing it right the first time, you get an extra 10% off. So it's 30% off on your Mistech purchases just today and tomorrow. Halo hates me because how's he supposed to have Christmas when I keep sending him all these orders? But today, tomorrow, and then it's back to just 20% off. How about that? And please, before you send me an email on the 26th saying, Jeff, could I please? No. But Jeff, no. But Jeff, the dog had no. But Jeff, my mom, no. You cannot get 30% off on the 26th. Sorry. The answer is no, no matter. I don't care if you died on the 24th, went into a coma, and woke up on the 26th and just didn't press send on the email yet. No. 20% on the 26th, 30% through the 25th. I thought Miss Space Cake said they could be boobies, but she said they might be bodies, crafts, entities, or boobs. There could be space boobs. And I mean, could we just be seeing space cleavage in the clouds? I don't know. They're round, they're big. Boy, isn't that a party? Anyway, is it possible the earth is both flat and round? I am Lucifer. Of course, Lucifer would say that. It's possible the earth is both flat and round. I don't think the way we understand, the flat people understand it and the round people understand it, is that's a mutually exclusive proposition. Now, it can be round like a plate, it's flat like a plate, and it's round like a plate. Yeah, I get that, but that's not what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. And if you didn't see the show with Jay Campbell last night, you should check it out. It was a lot of fun. It was great to be back with Jay. And Jay is a great guy, and we're going to be doing a lot more work together. People talking about the sun setting in different places. Yeah, I get that. Javanka says it's a form of a hologram. Because they aren't physical, says FD2L 2017. See, it wasn't that hard at all, was it? FD2L 2017. Great comment. Polite comment. Very well added. Thank you for your addition to the discussion. And shockingly enough, I'm really close to agreeing with you that they're not physical. Lost in Space, you can stop saying they're screensavers. I saw it the first 16 times you said it. Cynthia says it would be an awesome sight. What, space boobs? That would be an awesome sight. Let's see. In Japan, they had 80-foot dancing girls projected. Talk about space boobs. Wow. Miss Space Cake is convinced they're multidimensional. Char Rose is feeling strongly that they're interdimensional. Karen Steele says harp. And Lisa says she's with the crazy AI matrix. Tyler 432, I've been down the flat earth rabbit hole, and the best trick was to tell us this realm has a shape. Oh, that's an interesting one too. That's an interesting one too. JF says maybe it's a mass hallucination manifestation of the Nibiru crowd. Now that could be. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Is it a crack in the firmament? Actually, somebody said it's probably a crack. I don't know about probably a crack, but could it be a crack in the firmament? Well, that requires you to believe in a firmament. So, I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Javanka says the NWO is throwing out anomalies to scare humanity. That's a very, very good personality. Very, very good personality. Let's see. Cynthia says, why is there never dancing men? Who wants to watch dancing men? Come on, Cynthia. We were just having discussion about people that don't like their pictures taken because it steals your soul, is an old Indian tradition. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that. And you probably can tell a lot. You can tell a lot from a picture. I can almost read your laundry from a picture. And so some of your soul essence is retained in a photograph. Some of your soul imprint is retained in a photograph. I'm convinced. I can't prove it, but I can read your mail with a photograph. So there you go. Project Blue Beam has always been Chapstick's first guess. I agree. Vicky says it's not a planet. I agree. Miss Space Cake is now talking stratospheric aerosol injections. Could be. Ojibwa says some kind of crystals. Could be. The Matrix could be breaking up. It could be. It could be. Lens flares. It could be. Chapstick says CERN causes perfect circles in the sky. Never heard of that one before. And for some reason, Miss Space Cake says we need Heidi Vandenberg. I just talked with Heidi yesterday. She's doing great. She's doing great. It could be the third holographic overlay, or the 3D holographic overlay. Could be. Could be. James Newkirk says it's a hoax. Very well could be. Maybe they'll transmit Elvis in the sky for Christmas. Maybe. The amount of tech that the cabals have, it's hard to pin down what they're doing. I agree. Can you show some pictures? You're late to the party, Jennifer. I don't think so. Perhaps we're seeking an alternative universe. Alternative universe, says Cynthia. It's about many things. Yep, I agree. Portals to different realms. Could be. Could be. And somebody says never judge, but you judge every second of every day, ladies and gentlemen. You have to, or she wouldn't be alive. You wouldn't be alive if you weren't judging every single day. Let's see what else we got here. What else we got here? Darn it, it jumped. It jumped, ladies and gentlemen. It jumped. And there's a lot of great comments in here. I want to make sure I get them all in. Oh, come on. Where are they? Where are they? Damn it. Come on, man. Oh, somebody says it's Earth's twin. Big Dipper is not the same quadrant in the sky as before, says Cynthia. I don't know. I can't say that I personally see that. I'll have to have that pointed out to me. This is probably a dumb statement, but a camera can see remote light that we can't. Depends on what kind of camera it is. Depends on what kind of camera it is. Maniac Cop says space is all BS, but then says God is real. Maniac Cop, you really believe that space, you're really sure that space is all BS, but you're really sure that God is real? I hope you don't mean God of the Bible. I believe divinity is real, but I hope you're not saying that space is BS, man, but Jesus is real. I hope you're not saying that. I hope you're not saying that. NJ Jeep Girl, I don't disagree with you often, but you're flat wrong on this one. There's no way we can be seeing physical worlds that close, or we'd be dead. We'd be dead. Oh, it does rotate like a swastika. That's right. Good thing, Material Classified, talking about the Big Dipper. Why, with our nations divided as they are, a universal threat makes sense. Must not be a flat earth crowd today. Yeah, it must not be. That's interesting. No one has ever seen through the blue. Now, that might be a flat earth comment from Ryan Myers. That might be a flat earth comment from Ryan Myers. The dome was mentioned. Okay. That sounds like a flat earth comment. Let's see. The earth is flat. That's definitely a flat earth comment from Michael P. It's the Death Star moving into place. But even if it was the Death Star moving into place, I think there would be some effects if it's that big. If it's that big. But again, let me say, if we spend as much time looking into inner self as we do to outer space, this would be a much, much better place. All right. Jeff's trying to cover up the planet. No, they're not trying to cover up the planet Nibiru because it doesn't exist. Could it be the gods from the movie? I don't know, Sergio. Who knows for sure? Who knows for sure? If you look at the GOES satellite, you'll see massive geomagnetic anomalies. The end of time is the beginning of time. I don't know what the end of time is. Red Monarch is convinced it's definitely blue beam. I don't know about definitely. I don't know about definitely. I really don't. Both suns are reflexes. None of it is real. Someone else's theory is that it's a symbol for two witnesses in Revelation. That I can promise you is not true. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's ludicrous. It's idiotic. And they know it, and they're trying to trick you. How many times? I'm going to say it again. Anything that's talking about Revelation being future is a lie, a Jesuit lie, and the person telling it knows it, and they're just trying to cash in, or they're an evil bitch, bastard. Take your pick. Take your pick. Oh, Sean. Here's a new one with Sean. It's the Earth's curvature reflection against the glass dome. Wait a second, Sean. Sean Penn, P-Y-N-N. Are you telling me that the Earth is a globe and that it does have a dome? But if it's around a globe, it can't be a dome because a dome is like that. Sean, are you trying to start a new conspiracy theory that the Earth is a globe, but there's still a glass dome? That's interesting. That's interesting. Josh, I like your comment, but it again presupposes that there's a firmament. We're trying to be empirical and objective here. 90% of all solar systems are binary. I have to see data on that. I'd have to see data on that. Thin magnifying lenses, okay. Is this a repeat? No, it's not a repeat. It must be a Mandela effect for you, Lucky Stone. I too have seen what appear to be two suns. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Let's see. I don't buy that either. It's a fishbowl. I want to see. Just because Crow 777 took a picture of the two suns doesn't mean it's real. And I have to say this because I did some study on it. We had Crow 777 on, and they had that moon wave. Really cool. Really, really cool picture. Really, really interesting picture. But what else is really cool and interesting is the Fluffy product. Go to jeffreydaugherty.com, click on the Fluffy logo, get a more nurturing environment beamed into your house and onto your cell phone. It's one of the best things that I've ever done in my life, and I encourage you to do it too, ladies and gentlemen. And before I forget, Hero Soap, the American flag logo on my website, the best soap made by veterans, giving back to veterans. If you're going to unindoctrinate, it's even better when you smell great. So get some freedom, some hero soap, let freedom clean. Now, he did have a picture of the moon, and he did have a lunar wave going across it. They have also had pictures of the moon, exact same thing, lunar waves going by it, but it's caused by the disruption of a jet plane flying by. Exactly the same thing. I'm empirical. I'm objective. I'm not saying that Crow 777 didn't catch a moon wave, but I'm saying it is repeated. It is done by other things. So it doesn't necessarily make the moon a holograph because we saw that one thing. You got to be studious. And it's all right to show stuff and talk about stuff and then find out, not quite what we thought it was. So that moon wave doesn't prove that the moon is a hologram. It proves that a jet plane could have flown by as he was taking that footage, because a jet plane flying by through the same camera, focus on the same moon, creates the same effect. That's not throwing stones at anybody. That's just giving all the facts and letting you make your decision, ladies and gentlemen. Make your decision about it. So is this whole podcast speculation? Shane, if you're busy, we don't want to hold you up. But what podcast isn't speculation? What do we not know? What do we know everything about? Everything is speculation. But if you're busy, bro, don't let us hold you back. The solar minima and other factors are changing the balance of the planet. We don't know that, but thank you for sharing. If the Earth was spinning as fast as they say, you could not fly jet airplanes. Les Welch representing the flat Earth perspective. Welcome to the show. Glad that you're here. Is a pole shift going to happen soon? No, it's not going to happen soon. In fact, it's not going to happen. It's fear porn. And I'm on record as saying it. Cautious observer's wife sees diamond-shaped objects in the sky on a regular basis. That's interesting. Interesting. Wendy asks, why doesn't the tides affect the Great Lakes or my bathtub? It's a good question. It's a good question. If the meteor showers are real, how come the ISS astronauts don't seem concerned? That's a great question. That's a great question. Tracy says we're in one big round ice cube. I don't know if she's kidding or not. I'm going to hide that one, Samuel, because I think it was mean. I think the flat earthers are worthy of love. A double D flat earth. How could it be double D and flat? I don't understand that. Maybe the earth is in the center of the universe and we live on a plane in a bubble. I don't know. Thank you, Nikki Padilla. I'm your Huckleberry. Let's see. This is the Werner von Braun alien agenda scam. Could be. I think the earth might be potato shaped. Okay. This is a crazy topic. Yep. You got to think out of the box to even consider it. Is that why my husband's I think Nancy's making a joke. Refraction. How much did I miss? No, not penis pills. I wouldn't sell penis pills. Let's see. It makes it look better. The hole looks bigger. Which hole? I vote that we live in a submarine, says Vince Proctor. Perfect. Vince Proctor thinks we live in a submarine. Nikki bought 5. I don't know what she bought 5 of, but I hope it was a good deal, Nikki. I don't know what you bought 5 of. I must have missed something along in that realm, but that's okay. Water makes everything look bigger. Okay, cool. I put in an order on the 11th. Jules and Perky, I want the Mistake band. This is the best time to get it. 30% off. You'll never see that again. That was great. I need some live podcast experience. Let's see. What about items that show is not in stock on Mistec? Then you can't get them. Just that simple, because I ain't got them. I ain't got them. King Zero is all for space boobs. That sounds like a great skit for Saturday Night Live. No, Nikki Padilla, that is not why men like cleavage. No, 1,000 times no. And may I state for the record that a lot of women like cleavage too. Let me just say, a lot of women like cleavage too. Let's see. Have you tried and failed to measure any curvature? Yep, that's a good one. We live under a gigantic snow globe, says NJ Jeep Girl. And there's another one under us creating a sphere. Jeep Girl, are you being serious right now? Or are you messing with me? You really believe that it's a double stacked snow globe? That doesn't make any sense to me. Why would there be a double stacked snow globe? So you're telling me that the people on the globe under us are upside down? Or are we upside down? Who's on top? Who's on bottom? Do you ever get to switch? I don't know about that one, NJ Jeep Girl. I don't know about that one. David Icke says Saturn and the moon were trapping the 3D matrix. Yeah, I've heard that could be. All my Planet X's live in Texas. Yep, they do. The moon does some weird rotating. It does. By the way, Les Welch likes boobies. Just wanted everyone to know that. Did you see the dragon projection at a baseball game? Nope. But I've seen the whales jump out of the basketball court and stuff like that. I used to go to the hockey games in San Jose, and they would have the sharks swimming on the ice. That was crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff, man. Yep, it is interesting stuff. Let's see. The Earth is a construct of mass consciousness. I thought the Saturn and the moon. Yeah, I read that one. Must be a matrix effect. Poor Elvis. Yep. Mandela effect. Planet X. Okay. San Jose Sharks. Absolutely. If the Earth is a globe, we're all upside down at some point, Jeff. If the Earth is a globe, we are all upside down at some point. Gives me a little problem. Gives me just a little problem, ladies and gentlemen. Because the airplanes don't fly upside down. Or do they? It's weird, man. It's weird, man. And Runaway Train takes us out saying this podcast is more fun than a barrel of Nibiru's. Let me just say this, ladies and gentlemen. This podcast is a perfect example of very, very smart people spending a whole lot of time thinking about all that out there stuff. And I'm not against thinking about out there stuff, but may I suggest to you again, Donna Gracie, I got to chuckle a little bit. This entire thing's a hologram. Once you figure out that you can control your environment, once you figure out it's fake, then everything is okay. I don't know, man. I have trouble with that too. I'm not saying don't think about out there stuff, but if you're thinking about out there stuff more than you're thinking about in here stuff, that's a recipe for trouble, cousins. When you keep thinking about out there, you're looking for answers out there. You're looking for leadership from out there. You're looking for information from out there. No, ladies and gentlemen, no. The information, your salvation, you don't need salvation, but you get where you want to go. It's not an out there thing. It's an in here thing. It's an in here thing. And as Tracy Dyer says it, and I agree 100%, if you're spending most of your time looking out there, you are still asleep. The answers are not out there. They're in here. Spend as much time searching your inner self as you do outer space. You'll make this world a whole lot better place. Nikki, I think there is a hole up there in Antarctica. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to find out that there's a whole nother there's a lot more land out there than we know of. And we don't allow blatant, very ham-handed spam here easy. You're not going to be able to put that through. So no, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'll probably be back again today with some more podcast excellence, but it looks like we're seeing huge planets in the sky. We know for sure they're not huge planets. And the question is, what are they? And the thinking is for you to start thinking for yourself, guiding your own spirit, mastering your own ascension, being your own guru. But the real takeaway, ladies and gentlemen, is don't spend so much time out there. Spend the time in here. And guess what? If what is in here is okay, it doesn't matter what's out there. And your answers come from inside. Your answers come from within, not from without. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower, and there has never been a better time than right now to unindoctrinate yourself.